Right, this is just a quick little overview of something that has been requested, and that's what happens if I want to have a covert conversation in Smart Messenger. Well, what I'm going to do is we've got this conversation between myself and Maria, and she's asking if I want dinner. Now let's say, for the sake of argument, I actually want to, any further messages from Maria, I want treated by Smart Messenger as if they never existed and that nothing's hidden. And that's what blind hide does, or blind security. It's security without the apparentness of it being security. And the easiest way to demonstrate this is to actually show you, set up a filter in a message box. So the first thing to do is I'm going to create a message box which is purely for this conversation, Maria. And we're going to call it secret. Now, I've got the option to blind hide it here, and I'm going to do that with a very secure passcode, which is just pass. And I'm going to save it. Now, the concept of blind hide or blind security is the fact that I've now created a message box, but there's no indication that that message box actually exists. Now, the way that we deal with exposing data is via long pressing on the SM logo and entering the data code which unhides it. Now, I could put passe here and it wouldn't actually tell me whether it's correct or wrong, or whether there's any result to success or failure. So the concept is quite simple. It will only show once you have the actual data code validated and in there. So we've got this and we can edit it now. Now, if there were messages in it, now I'm just going to place this in there at the moment, so we'll move it to secret, so that we've got our secret box here, which has now got the message from Maria in. Now, we have a few options in settings and the security settings tab, where we can invalidate the code. Now, the code can be invalidated instantly if I leave the application, or after 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour. But I'm going to say instantly for the time being, which means that if I actually exit the application and the application did in fact close and not just put to the background, we can see that it no longer exists, and I indeed have to enter the data code again of pass. Now, it's all well having this, but we need to control the messages that are coming in. So what we'll do now is we'll go into filters and we'll create a filter. Now, this filter is quite a simple one. It's going to be a contacts match of Maria. And there she is. And what we'll do is the action for said contact will be a move to. Now, something very interesting here, we haven't got the option to move it, and that's because we need to unlock the message box that's actually hidden. So we can move it to secret, and we'll save that. So now it moves to secret, but also we're going to blind hide this with the same blind code, except we need to name it. So we'll name it secret. So now we've called it secret. Now, the reason we can see it here is that I've already entered the data code. If I hadn't, it would not be visible here. There's one thing that I'm also going to do to this message to complete it. I'm going to override the notification. So I'm actually not going to show from, and I'm going to show something, let's say error. I'm just going to show the word error. I'm not going to show the message, but the message text I'm just going to put as ... I'll leave it as default. I'm going to flash the LED a certain color, so I'll flash it pink, and I'll flash it for half a second each time. That'll be fine. And I will not allow any of these in it either. So I'm actually overriding the buttons that are in the notifications to say no buttons, you can't actually go to the conversation. So now it will actually just come up as error and ... So I'll save that. So now I've got a notification override. I could also have a little toast alert as well, which is the little messages down at the bottom, and I'll just say error, and there we go. So when a message comes in now from contact match Maria, it will move it to secret. It will not show a notification, but show. In fact, I'll tell you what. We'll edit this to show no notifications whatsoever, and I'll add a separate vibrate. So now it will vibrate the phone for 10 seconds, but it won't show any notifications at all in the notification bar. I could also granulate this a little bit more by saying that the conditions, I could add also a value match, and so here we'll have SM for secret message, and we'll say starts with. Now what this would mean to this rule, to this filter now, is that if Maria, and only Maria, texts me with starting her message SM, it will actually then carry out these conditional actions. But for the time being, I'm just going to take that off. That was just an example. So now we've saved it. What we can do is to test this filter, I'm going to actually invalidate data codes at the moment, come out of it and go back to it, and we can see that the filter no longer exists. Well, it does, but it's just hidden. I'm going to have a test message, and I'm going to create a test message from Maria, and she's going to send secret. Now what actually happens is we get the little toast error message, and my phone is actually vibrating for 10 seconds, but there is no notification, no indication other than my phone still vibrating in my hand. But if we went and, so I'll just pull the side panel, we can see that nothing's there. But if I went and entered the data code now, pass, I could see that there is a message that she's just sent me, and I can go and read it. And there we go. And that's just a basic overview of a covert message box in Smart Messenger.